going to put this, so in the topics page, I'm going to put this under like extra review sessions. Now, let's talk about numbers really quickly, okay? So, all right. Hello, Eleanor.
Hi, Mr. Martinez.
I didn't ask for a response. I just said hello. All right. No, I'm just kidding. Relax. Okay. Welcome to the class. All right. So stop laughing, Lance. All right. So, all right. Now, here we go. Now, when it comes to numeric variables, okay, you guys should have read the previous chapters. What takes precedence, an int or a double?
Double. Double.
Okay, very, very good. All right, a double. So in going that, so I can say int x equals 5. Okay, and then I can say double y equals x. That is perfectly legal, correct? So if I print out y, what is going to print out? What's going to print out?
5.0. 5.0.
5.0, perfect, 5.0. Okay, and the reason why is if you go back to our first classes, we talked about bit rates. 32 bits can fit into 64 bits, correct? So if I had a 32-ounce cup and I had a 64-ounce cup, can I put 32 ounces into 64 ounces? Yes. Yeah. Can I do it vice versa, though? Can I put double x into int y?
Not unless you cast it.
Not unless we cast it, but before we go into that, what was that? I've said it already a couple of times. What is that called? When I pour water at 64 ounces into 32, I'm gonna have spillage, or I'm gonna have, starts with an O. I've said it a couple of times.
Overload.
Nope. Overflow, okay? So that would be an example of data overflow. 64 bits into 32 bits just won't work. However, if I, what was that, Kennedy? If I do what?
Cast it as an int.
If I cast it, okay, then everything is perfect. And what happens? What's that process called? It starts with a T?
Truncation.
Truncation. And again, do we round with truncation? Logan, do we round with truncation?
No, it just cuts off everything after the decimal.
Bingo, solid, good job. Okay, so now that being said, let's go into strings. Strings take precedence over everything, guys, everything. Now, I can say string name equal, or let's do this. String x equals 5. Int y equals 6. Okay. Now, is this legal? If you saw this, now obviously Eclipse kind of cheats for us. Eclipse kind of cheats for us because, you know, you can see there's no errors, but is the line on line 10, is that legal? Yes or no?
Yes.
Absolutely it is. What prints out, Thanos, without looking at it?
56.
56, and here's why. It's called the rule of absorption, okay? String x is equal to 5, okay? If you are starting off with a literal, okay, this 6 gets absorbed into this, okay? It basically merges together. Now, it doesn't change the value of x. If I still printed out x, it would still be 5. It doesn't override the value. But what it does is it just, strings take precedence, so it's saying, hey, join me. Come on over, okay? So for example, if I said y plus 5, now what do you think is going to print out? For line 10, how many of you think 511? Okay. 511 is incorrect, and here's why. Okay, what's our rule of PEMDAS? Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, modulus, addition, subtraction. So what's the first thing? Thanos, x is already a what?
String 5.
So string already takes dominance. So we're going to do x plus y. Y is going to get absorbed into x, correct? Becoming the literal 56. Then we do 5 plus 56. This is still just a literal. What's 56 plus 5? 565. However, what if I do this?
It's
Leslie
511.
Kennedy. Huh?
511.
511 now. Our rule of PEMDAS now takes place. Okay? Y plus 5 is 11. String still comes first. The string absorbs 11 and becomes 511. Okay? That's how the strings work. Okay? Now, I showed you guys, so this, okay, is not allowed. Okay, this is not allowed. All right. If I put, let me put this up here for a second. All right. So let's say I wanted to do this. Okay, still not allowed. Okay. The reason why is because string takes a literal. All right. Now, a lot of times what I could do, so let's say I wanted to print out X. Okay. So right now I've got nothing. A lot of you would be clever and you would do this. Oh, well, I could do space quote and I can concatenate it. Or I'm sorry, up here. Take it back. Sorry, not there. You could go space quote plus Y. Okay. Now, is this legal now? Is this legal?
Yes.
Yes.
Did I put a literal here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, and then I added Y and my rule of absorption says, okay, just absorb the Y in. But what's the downside to this?
You can't actually do any math with it.
Well, we'll get to that later. We're going to get to that when we get into wrapper classes. I'm not worried about that, but what's the downside? Is this 6? Is X 6? Yes
Isn't
or
it
no?
space 6?
Bingo. It is space 6. Okay. Now, if I get rid of that space, this is completely legal. Okay. This is called, this right here, this special thing right here, and I can even just leave it like this. This is a way, if I leave it like this, you'll see this a lot. It means you basically are kind of initializing it, but not really putting anything into it. This is called null. You are initializing this to null. Okay, when you initialize it to null, you're basically saying, okay, I finished the initialization process, but I've not put anything in it to take up space. So now if I said X plus equals Y, completely legal. The old value of X, which is equal to, or the new value of X is equal to the old value, which was null, plus Y, which is 6. This is perfectly legal now. So pay attention to the way that I did this, okay? Because this is kind of the way that you're gonna see it on the AP, okay? You will see them, go ahead and just make a variable and set it to null. Objects, when you need to initialize them, but you're not quite ready to use them, they're set to what we call null, okay? This is not null. This is a space. You are now actually taking up memory. Here you are not, okay? This is an important thing to know also when we go into loops. You're gonna need to learn how to break down strings letter by letter and store them in character variables. This is the process by which you start. You start off with null and then you use the absorption rule, okay? And again, strings take precedence. So if I were to say this, okay, what prints out now?
6 hello.
Huh? Is it space hello or just hello?
Just hello.
Just hello. Perfect. Right on the end line, we are good to go. This is completely legal. Okay. All right, now what prints out?
Hello.
Hello 6.
Good. Catch on to that. I can tell you this, guys, every year every year for the last 6 years, there has been a trick question to make sure that you guys understand that when you put a number into a string, so for example, let's say it's something like this, to make sure that math isn't done. So for example, I'll give you string x equals 6, string y equals 7. You will get on the, what's it called? Okay, so I'm sorry. You will get something that will try to fool you by doing this. Take a look. The answer is plus x plus y. They will try to fool you.
You forgot.
Okay, as string x is that numerical? Is x numerical? No. Is y numerical? No. But what they'll try to do is they'll try to screw with you. Oh, PEMDAS. Okay. All right, I'm going to do the math first. 13. The answer is 13. How many of you probably would have assumed that? Be honest. It's a fair assumption to think that if you got this thrown at you, oh, maybe it's something I don't know, that if it's separated, that it's going to be treated like a math equation. That happens all the time, okay? In this instance, what's happening is this is just becoming 13. Then we do our PEMDAS absorption rule. The answer is, I'm sorry, this becomes 67. So the answer is, what the easy? Oh, whoops. Hold on, sorry about that. Okay, the answer is all that dramatic effect for nothing. Ugh. All right. Ah!
You have 2 y's.
All right, we're gonna try this again. And then when we run the equation, it's 67. There we go. Was that more dramatic? Is that a little better? Okay, good. Thanks, Armand. So all right, so okay, so that is what I'm trying to explain to you in the book. Now the book does a decent job of covering this, but one, just know that string absorbs everything. But if you have mathematical sequences, make sure you're doing them in order. Do the math first in parentheses always, okay? Understood? Okay, now that being said, does anybody have any questions? We've learned about the absorption rule. You've learned about null, okay? And you've learned about how to basically process strings, okay? Again, null is just open quote, close quote, doesn't take up any memory. If you put a space, I will mark you off. If you want to add a comment code saying null, that's fine. I'm not gonna, so it's overkill. I'll know what you mean. You guys are training literally to be professional programmers. I'll understand. So, okay. Now, that is that. Does anybody have any questions?
A string absorbs any int or double that comes after it.
Int, double, or string. Okay, so for example, like take a look, Allie. This is just basically a string, right? This is a concatenated string that's been combined, and I'm just absorbing another string into a string. Okay, so technically you could say the plus is acting like a plus sign, even though it's concatenating variables, it's still combining them. Okay, now I felt like I explained that pretty well. Do you guys have a solid understanding? Guys, it's free, it's literally free reign. Ask me anything regarding this. We'll get into more review stuff later. I'll spend some time on anything you're confused about, but this is one of the things I definitely wanted to cover tonight.
Mr. Marty?
Yeah, who's talking?
That's Nick.
Yeah.
Can you, like an int, like whenever you use an int, you can also do, you can initialize like multiple variables, right? And have different numbers.
Like on the same line?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something, yeah, so this is something that was covered in your book, so when I use it on a test, I wasn't expecting you guys to be confused. So as long as the variables are the same type, take a look. I can say int x equals 5, comma, y equal, or let me say a, sorry. Int a equals 5, comma, b equals 6, comma, c, okay? This was covered in your book under declaration of variables. You should have gone over this, okay? As long as the variables are the same type, you can cover, or you can initialize or declare and initialize multiple variables on the same line. Now take a look at line 6. Let's see. Fiona, on line 6, the one I just made, how many variables have I declared? And what are their names?
2,
Nope.
3,
3. And what are their names, Fiona?
A, B, and C.
Correct. Now, Eleanor, how many did I initialize? And which ones?
2,
Which ones?
A and B.
A and B. Perfect. Okay, do you guys understand that? And then I can even continue going. So now, Ben Tokes, now, how many variables have I declared?
4,
And how many are initialized?
3.
Okay, this is an all or nothing approach. Okay, it's an all or nothing approach. They all have to be ints, they all have to be doubles, strings, objects, etc., etc. Okay, so this is the way that you can do multiple. On the test, I would assume that you guys probably, how many of you saw this in the book? Okay, not too confusing, right? Sometimes it can be helpful too. If you just need to knock a couple variables out of the way, that's fine. But it's good to see it. That's a good question, Nick. Okay. All right. So math.random. Okay. Math.random. All right. Are we comfortable with the math.random? Okay. The key thing that we need to understand is math.random. Tokes, my resident DJ over there. Okay. Math.random gives us numbers from what to what?
Inclusive from 0, exclusive of 1.
Bingo. So math.random is math.random gives us everything from 0 inclusive to 1 exclusive. So let's see, Allie, let's say in int x, I wanted the numbers 1 through 5.
You cut out, so I didn't hear.
So Allie, I want the numbers 1 through 5. Okay. How would I go about doing that? I want the numbers 1 through 5, and I want them stored in X. Okay, first of all, what do I need? What do I need to start off with right off the bat?
Math.random.
Nope.
Cast math.random.
Bingo. Yes, you're right. Bingo. That's right. You need a cast because math.random is going to give us a decimal. Okay. Then Logan, what's the next thing I need?
I don't know.
Numbers 1 through 5.
Math.random.
Okay, and then I'm going to call on you guys. So, Benny, then so I need 5. What do I need to do next?
You need times 5 and then plus 1.
Okay, now,
Isn't it times 6?
hold on. Shh. I'm sorry. Did I say speak out loud? Okay, now 5 plus 1. Kennedy's chuckling. So, Kennedy, is this correct? Numbers 1 through 5.
No, because it has to be
Explain why.
it has to be times 6 because it's exclusive. So it's not going to print. It's going to go to 4. It's not going to go to 5.
Okay.
That's why you have plus 1.
Now, here's the thing. I think no matter what right now, hold on, Thanos, I think you know, but I think that this is only ever going to print out 1.
Because you need,
As usual, I am right. I was expecting you to catch this, Kennedy. Nick, what do we have to do?
Parentheses.
The parentheses. We have to encapsulate it. Okay? It's an easy overstatement because again, and so for Fiona, Eleanor, and Alan just going over, I just wasn't sure, and Terry as well, the cast again gets applied to whatever is directly next to it. So math.random will give me a number 0.0 to 0.9 repeating. The cast will then get rid of the point, leaving us with 0. 0 times 6 is always going to be 0, and then I add 1 to it. However, if I do this, okay, math.random times 6 plus 1 should be good. Now, does this give me all numbers 1 through 5?
No, it gives you numbers 1 through 6.
Bingo, that's right. Hint, hint, if any of you are looking, possible answer for tonight's homework, okay? So, math.random times 5 plus 1 gives us all numbers from 1 to 5. What if I wanted all numbers from 0 to 5? Armand.
Huh?
What if I wanted all numbers 0 to 5? Right now, this gives me 1 to 5.
Take out the +1.
Bingo. Is he right? No. Lance, what's he missing?
Times 5 becomes times 6.
Bingo. You forgot that, Armand. Times 6. Remember, it will never be, because math.random will never be 1, it will never be this number. Okay?
Martinez,
Oi.
I think you forgot to put the homework on the portal.
It's no, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't see homework
I
either.
didn't see it either.
It's not there.
It's not.
I'm literally going to go to the portal right now.
Maybe you set it for a different time or something.
Sierra Canyon School, Sierra. Assignments. Let's say due tomorrow. Oops. Where is it this month? Where is it? Oh my God, I'm gonna be so mad. Did I accidentally do it under video game creation? Filter, apply filters, that's fine. Assignments. What the hell? Where's the homework? What the hell? Where? Hold on one second. I don't want to share the gradebook in public. Hold on. Where the hell is? Oh my God. Apply. Where the hell's the homework? Assignments, is it under here? Hold on, guys, I'm checking my other classes just in case. Gradebook. No. That is so weird. Where is it? Okay, that is okay. So tell you what, we will do it in class tomorrow. That is so weird. I swear to God, I had it up. Because because it's called roll the dice, and I specifically tell you, you know, that the dice should print out the total is this, and that there's 2 ways of doing it. What the hell? All right, okay, let's just do it right now then, okay? Armand, put your phone away or I'm gonna kick you out. Kevin, good to see you. Now, okay, let's assume, okay? And you remember what they say about assuming. All right, so now we have dice. Let's say that when I run this program, I want this to print out.
We can't.
You're not sharing the screen.
Oh, bollocks. All right. Does that meet your needs now, Thanos? Are you happy now?
Yes, I'm happy.
Okay. So let's say that I run this program. I want your dice total is colon and then the number, whatever it is, okay? All right? So we can do this one of 2 ways, all right? So the first thing that I can do is I can say int dice1 equals Okay, now what would my statement be? Okay, I just had it, right? First thing I would do is I would start off with an int cast. Then in parentheses, math.random times what? What is going to be my equation?
Times 6 plus 1.
Plus 1.
Okay, perfect. So plus 1. So what will happen is this will give me all numbers from 0 to 5, but how many sides are there on a dice? What do the numbers represent? 1 through 6, right? Okay, then can I copy this and just paste it and make it dice 2? Am I
Yeah.
allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I can do this out. I'm just going to copy this so I can put it in quotes. Okay, your dice total is, and then what I can do is I can concatenate, make a mathematical equation. Remember your rules of PEMDAS because I'm actually going to be doing number math here. Dice 1 plus dice 2. Okay, so if I do this, your dice total is 8, your dice total is 6, dice total is 12, etc., etc. Again, if I didn't have these, the absorption rule of strings takes into effect. I start off with the literal, which is then going to absorb dice 1, and then it will absorb dice 2. So what were my dice rolls?
5 and 3.
5 and 3.
5 and 3. What were they now?
6 and 1.
Is it making sense? And then when I add these together, or when I add the parentheses, now mathematical addition takes place, and then I can absorb it into the string. So 5, 10, 5, etc., etc. But as I also told you, is there's 2 ways of doing it. Assume, now we just told you have 2 dice, but let's just assume that they don't really know. I just want to take the shortcut. Int, I'll call this dice 3, okay? What is the other way that I could take a shortcut? Who knows?
Make the range to 12.
Ooh, bingo. Math.random times what?
13?
12 plus 1.
Oh,
Plus
12.
1.
Times 12 plus 1. Is that correct? How many of you think that's right? I can tell you it's not. And who can tell me why right off the bat? Tell me right off the bat.
You
Okay,
need,
I'm going to pick on someone now. I'm going to pick it. Graysick. Why? I haven't heard from you. Why is this? Put your hands down, guys, and don't spread it out. I'll call on people at random. Okay? Why would that be incorrect right off the bat?
Is it because int random can't produce a number greater than
Nope.
sorry. Then yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. Who am I going to pick on? Runner Girl. Why would this be incorrect right off the bat?
Is it because it's saying the dice would have 12 sides when it only has 6?
Nope. There's 2 errors here. I said put the hands down. Thank you. Okay. General Kevin, what is it?
It can be 1.
Bingo! I have 2 dice. Right now, there's a possibility that this could hit 0. I add 1 to it. So first of all, what's the lowest number that I can get?
2.
2. Okay, that being said, this number obviously has to change. What does this number have to change to?
11.
11.
11. Because then what's the lowest number or what's the highest number I can get? 10. What's 10 plus 2? 12. What's 0 plus 2? 2. Then I can copy this. And I love doing this equation. I love actually asking this one because a lot of people get it, they forget about that. So good call. And I know a lot of you got it. So don't think that, I know a lot of you got it. But technically, if I keep running this, both sentences will always stay in range. Are both correct?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing that you have to pay attention to. Depending on what the question asks you. Let's say I do ask you for 2 variables, each representing a dice, and you do it this way. Did you follow instructions? Do I have every right to take points off you for that? Absolutely. Again, I grade you based on the way that the AP is going to grade you. Just like last year, you have an advantage. You have an AP grader as your teacher, okay? So obviously I don't teach to the test, but I am gonna grade you the way that they would grade you, okay? So we've covered random, and who's connecting? Uh-oh, it's bye, okay? All right, so Ashton and Alex, if I don't see your camera, you don't get credit. So just wanna give you that heads up, okay? So there's Alex. All right, so that being said, now I'm leaving it open for discussion. Okay, now it's fair game. Okay, we went over the string rules, and for those of you that missed the first 30 minutes, I am posting this. And how many of you would say I did a fairly decent job explaining strings? Okay, it's worth a watch. All right. Okay, now fair game. Any questions? It's anything. It's open game from anything from chapters 1 to 7. Benny.
Could you go over the extra credit question from today's quiz?
No. Because we have some people that have not taken the quiz yet.
Could you go over overloaded methods again? I don't really get it.
Okay, so what an overloaded method is this. So let's say, for example, and I didn't mean that to be stern, by the way, Benny. It's just that one, I never go over quizzes. I'll happily go over tests, but general rule of thumb, I'll go over quizzes in the class, take notes, do it on your own. Tests, different story, 100% I would go over, okay? But I don't usually go over tests. Normally, I think I did this last time, I normally don't, okay? So just get used to that. So I would do that on an individual basis. So going back to your question, so let's say we had math.abs 6. And then we had math.abs 6.0, okay? Now notice that we don't have an error on either one of these, Ali, okay? And the reason why is because with 6 and 6.0, what happens is if we were to open up the math class, it would look like this. It would say public int abs int x. And this one would say public double abs double x. Okay. Now normally you can't have things be the same name. Just like with variables, we get that error all the time. So if I say int x equals 5, int x equals 6, I have two that are the same, right? I can't do that. But with methods, they make an exception. As long as if the name is the same, but the parameters are different, then it's legal. Okay, so in this instance, what they did was they made an abs that is capable of just spinning back ends. Then they hedged their bets a bit. They made one that's also capable of spitting out doubles, just in case you put in a double. Okay, same name, different parameters. Don't pay attention to these. Okay, this is what's important, and this is what's important. And having an understanding that with certain methods, they're overloaded. Like for example, what abs is one overloaded method. Who remembers another overloaded method that we had? Nick.
Min and max.
Min and max, exactly. Math.min and math.max. They're both overloaded. But then we take a look at one like SQRT, math.square root. Is that one overloaded?
No.
No, because more often than not, you are going to have a decimal, so that one just spits back a double. You understand it a little better now?
Okay, I got that bit, but I remember in class you mentioned something about what overloaded methods can't be.
What they can be?
What they can't be.
So here's the thing. Don't rely too much on the understanding. We're actually going to be writing methods very soon, probably come mid-October, Allie. We'll start writing methods. I'm just introducing you. Basically like public static void main, things like that. I'm just introducing you to the overloaded method. You will have a greater understanding when you actually start writing it, okay?
Okay.
But you should understand that there are methods that do have the same names, take different parameter types, and work, okay? All right, any other questions?
Yeah. For
Yes.
Can you explain like for scanners and their specific methods like next double, next int, next, and next line? What can you not put before what? I didn't understand that.
Okay, so yeah, so there's an anomaly, okay? So with scanner, so with scanner, we have 4 methods right now that we use. We're obviously going to use one more when we come to loops and reading files. That's down the line. Okay. Scanner kb equals new scanner system.in. All right. So we have the 4 methods. Okay. We have kb.next. We have next line. We have double, and we have int. Okay. So int obviously stores integers. Double stores doubles. Next only stores one-word answers. So this is kind of how you have to have an understanding of it. Let's say I write 5. Is the cursor, I put in 5. Is the cursor still right after 5 when I hit enter? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is the cursor, so when I type the word 5, is the cursor right next to it?
Yeah.
If I write 6.5, is the cursor right next to it?
Yeah.
If I write John, is the cursor right next to it?
Yeah.
Okay, so ints, doubles, and next, kb.nextInt, or .nextInt, .nextDouble, and .next are capable of handling items where the cursor will just stop right after you type something in. Okay? It goes crazy when it encounters a space. Is my cursor right after Z? Yes. But did I encounter a space somewhere?
Yeah.
Yes. Computer freaks out. It doesn't like that. In that instance, you need to use next line. Okay? Now, more often than not, I will tell you right up within the question that you are going to need 2 scanners or 1 scanner. Okay? I will let you know as a common courtesy. How you use them is up to you. But the general rule of thumb, next int, next double, and next use the same scanner. Next line has its own scanner. Because next line can basically 1-word answers, 2-word answers, whole sentences. Okay? All right. Anyone else?
Following up on the previous question, can .next and .next line follow each other? Because
No.
there was something in the textbook like that.
It's an anomaly. Sometimes you can, but you can't. So on occasion, if you go next to next line, you, from that point on, this is why I never teach that. You can never go backwards. That's the anomaly. So with next, I can go next int to next double to next, next back to next int, then back to next again, then to next double. I can use it any way in any combination that I want. But the minute I go to next line, I can't ever go back. I'm stuck. Okay, that's what the anomaly is. But in newer versions of Java, it's not even working. It's just crashing the system. Okay, anybody?
I also saw something in the book that's for whenever you type in multiple ints, as in like for kb.next int, you type 32 space 34 whatever space 30.
We're not going to cover that. I'm never going to give you a question like that. Don't even bother learning that.
Okay.
Don't even bother. Don't even worry about it. Okay, we'll go through a process similar to that when we go into loops. Don't worry about that process.
Okay.
Mr. Marty,
Yeah,
I just want to confirm we don't need to know ceiling or floor.
not at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Square root, pow, round, long. I'm sorry, round, random, as you guys can see, 100%. Even math.py. Let's see. Alex, what type of method is math.py?
Isn't it a double?
What type of method is it?
Constant?
Who knows the answer? Let's
Final.
see. Let's see if my
Final.
video people have been. Eleanor, what type of method is it?
Isn't it a final?
It's a final. How many agree it's a final method? You're wrong. It's not a method at all. It's a variable. Are there any parentheses after math.py? That's right. Wajao baba. Okay, so now that is, okay, Kevin, stop. So it is a final variable, but even pi, I can't remember an AP where it was even mentioned or even used. I think maybe a free response, but you don't even need to know the answer. You just kind of need to know how to write it. So I wouldn't worry too much about math.py, but SQRT, POW, round, and definitely 10,000% random. Now, does that mean you're not allowed? Does that mean you are not allowed to use the other methods? No, you can absolutely use them. For example, even math and min, or min and max have a very good. So let's say I said even those have a very good use. So let's say I said int a equals 5, b equals 6, and c equals 9. Okay. And I wanted to print out the largest of the three. Now I could do some comparisons and stuff like that, or I could simply just do this. Math.max a, and for the b side, math.max, and then b, c. Okay, so what this does is first we work our way inside out. This is going to find the biggest number between b and c. And then this will find the biggest number between a and that second parameter. So I run this, 9. So even though you may think, oh, min and max, why did they even make those? There you have it. It's a kind of a clever way to find the largest between 2 or 3 variables. Okay? And I can keep going. I get 4 or 5, whatever. I can keep going and put them in the parameters. So it's just a clever way. All right, any other questions? Yes, Nick.
Do we have to know log?
Nope, none of the special functions.
Okay.
Anybody else? By the way, also guys, giving you a heads up, you're not gonna get any hard math. Remember, you only have a limited amount of time. You're not gonna get so much math that you can't finish the test. Anyone? How many of you felt this was helpful? Okay, for those of you that are here right now, okay, Alex, you're a little late, so you're only getting 1 point extra because you were really, really, really late. But I'm not going to make you guys burden you with a quiz tonight. That's not fair to you guys, okay? If you're in my screenshot, what I'm going to do, because you guys took the effort to come for extra time, I am going to just go ahead and award you 2 points. Okay? So let's say you got a perfect score on this quiz. I'll apply it to a test. Or I'll apply it to another quiz where you didn't do well. How many of you feel that's fair? Okay? And the good thing is if it makes another quiz perfect, you can still drop that. It keeps perfect. You can drop another quiz at the end of the semester. That's fair. Okay? Now, any questions? So again, my apologies about the dice. So consider it like this was kind of your homework. We went over it. So those of you that want to look at the dice review, I will make a new topic and I'll call this I'll call it like overtime sessions. Okay? And then I'm going to load this in right now so that you can view it. But again, guys, we're going to have more of these. Eleanor, Kevin, and Fiona, was this a lot easier for you to make?
Yeah.
Was it helpful?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, good. Terry, was this helpful? A little bit easier than waking up at 4 in the morning?
Yeah.
See you too, Alan? Okay. All right, guys, get some sleep. We got to do this crap all over again tomorrow morning. So be prepared. You're going to have another quiz, so you don't have homework, but go to bed. Don't focus on my stuff tonight. Review it tomorrow. I think we meet after lunch, right? I think we meet after lunch. Review it beforehand. Don't stress. All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is the quiz tomorrow just going to be really random heavy?
No, it's when it comes to those quizzes, because I already gave you, it's not gonna be too random heavy, maybe 1 or 2 questions max, but it'll be another CUME 1 through 7 quiz.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Eleanor, you're good?
Yes, actually, I was gonna ask that I received your email yesterday saying that we could schedule a separate meeting regarding the test.
I haven't sent those emails. I got super busy. I have probably more classes than I've ever had in my career this year, so I have a lot on my plate. I haven't sent those emails out. I got everybody who responded, and I'm going to give you certain times. International students, I'll make sure that it's in the evening, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right, take care. Uh-oh, DJ Tokes.
So that's my nickname now, huh?
That is it. You have a special place in my heart, DJ. So
why am I? It was because of the